Hello peeps, and welcome to Sundays with Sparky. I don't know why, I still haven't really, I just do that. There's no logic to it, it just happens. Hi, it's Sunday. So, how have you been? Oh really? Oh well, that's good to hear. That is very good to hear. Video games and movies and stuff, because that's what we're here for. Or at least that's what I hope you're here for. If you're not here for that, if you're here for cycling tips, then you're probably in the wrong place. Sorry. Maybe I could do Sundays with Sparky cycling. Sundays cycling with Sparky. Maybe. That could be a thing at some point. It's probably not going to happen. So we had more Darkest Dungeon even on Monday. Getting better at that game. It's only taken me like 8 episodes to get better, but it is getting better. So that's pretty cool. Don't use my videos as an example of how to best play that game, because I'm terrible at it. But people are dying less, so they're getting better. Wednesday we had a one-off Wednesday. We don't have very many one-off Wednesdays because I've been doing lots of GTA stuff, but we haven't got any GTA stuff to put out at the moment. So one-off Wednesday, and it was a Star Wars Battlefront beta video and my thoughts on how I think the game is at the moment, and I'm kind of looking forward to it actually coming out. I know a few months ago on Sundays with Sparky I was saying, oh, I'm not sure it's going to be any good, or it might be a bit rubbish. It's actually not bad at all. Not bad. From what I played in the beta, I really enjoyed it. So take from that what you will, but I really enjoyed it. So if you want to watch that and get some ideas on how I think the game is and my opinions and stuff with some gameplay, then that'd be cool. And then on Friday we had a big deck player as usual, because that's my usual thing for Fridays, is big deck player. And we had a Bloodlust Shaman deck this week, which has already done really well, and I'm really happy about it. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good in the hood. This week I started playing South Park, The Stick of Truth, which is a lot of fun. It did kind of, in the back of my mind, sort of say, maybe you should be recording this. But at the same time, there are so many Let's Plays of Stick of Truth out already from when it first came out. I was just like, do you know what? It's not worth doing. Not worth doing at all. So, yeah, so I didn't bother. So, I've got a hefty chunk of that game played now, which is quite fun, and I'm still playing Shadow of Mordor. I had a bit of a kind of like, ugh, it's all going wrong kind of phase for a couple of days, where it just seemed like every time I tried to take on one of the war chiefs, they'd turn up with like 6 of their friends, and I'd just get completely annihilated. But I've persevered, and it's going really well, and I think I'm like 75% complete now, so it's getting towards the end of that game. But it's really good, it's really fun, and I'm really enjoying it, which I wasn't sure that I would. So that's cool too. And again, there's several playthroughs of Shadow of Mordor out on the internet. There's no point in me doing Let's Plays of games that have been Let's Played a billion times before, unless it can be a slightly different playthrough. It's not going to be that much different with either of those games. Darkest Dungeon, there's probably playthroughs of that, but at least I can kind of customize the names of the characters, and because I'm awful at it, it's probably better than watching someone who isn't awful at it, although you'll probably learn more about the game from them than you will from me. Anyway, so that's what I've been playing. They're the videos that I've been putting out. This week I went to the cinema twice. Yes, count them, twice. And I saw Sicario, I believe it's called, and Suffragette. And Sicario, which has Emily Blunt, Josh Brolin, and Benicio del Toro, was really, really good. It's a little bit hazy, like the storyline's a little bit hazy, and it kind of makes it a little difficult for you to follow, but I think they do that intentionally, because Emily Blunt's character is kind of left in the dark a bit with what's going on, and she's kind of going along with the I don't want to give out too many spoilers. She's FBI, and she goes along with this other group of people in order to help take out a Mexican cartel guy. And she has lots of questions, and none of them really get answered. And as a result, you don't really know what's going on either. And in a way, that's kind of good, because you can kind of relate to her character better that way, because you're like, she has no idea what's going on. And neither do you. So, I kind of like that. The action scenes were good. The acting in general was really, really good and really strong. I was quite happy to see Josh Brolin in something. Because the last thing that I saw him in was Everest, and I wasn't that impressed. Whereas this film was much, much better, in my opinion. And I really enjoyed it, and it was really good. And there was lots of tension and some intrigue and some plot twist type things going on, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So if you like kind of I guess FBI, CIA kind of almost spies, but not quite spy movies, with a little bit of action and a little bit of tension and stuff, Sicario was really, really good. And then we went to see Suffragette, and that was also very, very good. It's more of a historical drama, because obviously it's based on and tells the story of the suffragettes in the early 1900s in England, when women trying to get the vote, which, thinking about it now, just blows my mind that it's literally just like 100 years ago, and women weren't allowed to vote. They just could not. They just wasn't allowed. And it's just like, we've come so far as like women's rights are concerned, but there's still, like, even though it's been 100 years since that happened, there's still so much more disparity between men and women, and it's just ridiculous. But I'm not going to try. I don't want to get all political and talk about that kind of stuff too much if I can avoid it, because I don't want people to go in the comments. Not that they will, because hardly anyone ever comments in the comments. But that's not besides the point. Suffragette was really, really good film, and it kind of shows you some of the stuff that they had to go through in order to get, even just to get the vote. And they didn't even get it straight away. It took a long, long time. Which is why whenever there's an election, or any kind of election in Britain, I'm always kind of like telling women, you know, you need to go and vote. People, like, women, like, did all sorts of crazy stuff. Some women even died just so that you could vote. And so if you don't use it, then farty language comes out of my mouth. So yeah, make sure you go and vote. So yeah, so the Suffragette movie, I think if you're interested in history, specifically British history, then you'll probably enjoy this film, because I think it's a fairly true adaptation from, like, actual events. It's nice to see Helena Bonham Carter in something that's not directed by Tim Burton, so that's good. But yeah, I think the whole film was really good. really, really good. Strong performances all round. And even if you're not that into history, I think you'll probably find it quite interesting to watch. And the performances were great, so for that alone, you should probably go and see it. And it was a fairly low budget, as far as I'm aware, British film. So you've got to support those British filmmakers, so that they keep putting out new and interesting movies. Because we don't need any remakes, or reboots, or just general Adam Sandler rubbish anymore, if we can avoid it. So I think that's it. I think that's everything I was going to tell you about. I'm hoping to play D&D with my friends soon, like next week sometime, I think. And then the following week, we record the next season of the GTA 5 Scavenger Hunt, which is going to be amazing, and I can't wait. And November's going to be quite interesting. So, yeah, stick around and stuff. Alright, thanks very much for watching. I will see you next week for some more Sundays with Sparky. Goodbye.